properties. So you have to do the work. And there are also tools that you can use to analyze deals.
Which one should you invest more in? Should you invest more in your 401k, SPP, or save towards owning more investment properties for retirement purposes? We're talking about retirement now. Would you
people, they have class A, class B, class C, class D. Some people have class E, some people don't have class E. But those are the different classes of properties that you can buy. How long do you want to wait for? You keep waiting 10 years, you are still waiting. And you are timing the market. You cannot time the market, either in stock, in this or that, in real estate. You can't time the market. Don't get, first of all, you have to consider the interest rates that you are paying. I'm not saying Airbnb is bad, but maybe in the future is something you want to focus on. But in the interim, when you are starting, in fact, most people that start real estate start with their primary home. People believe, oh, let me pay off my mortgage. I am mortgage free. Do you get it? Some people believe, why pay off the mortgage when I can use the money to generate another fund? But this is how I look at it.
Everybody, how are you? Trust that you are doing great today. Welcome back to part 2 of our real estate conversation. In the first part of this video, we shared about real estate questions and thoughts about buying your first home, things that you need to know, costs, taxes, benefits, and every other good thing that you need to know about buying your first real estate property or just buying your own first home. But in this part of the video, rather in this second part, we want to address real estate as an investment property, as an investment actually, as one of the things that you can invest in. We've talked about thriving as immigrants. What are some of the places that you need to invest your money in? So all of those things are going to be the center of our conversation today. And you guys already know Mr. Jegede. In the last video, he introduced himself to us. So he needs no introduction by now. We're just going to continue the conversation and he's going to answer some of the questions that we have. As usual, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your questions in the comment section below. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? Please hit the subscribe button below and also like this video so that YouTube can recommend this video to more people, especially more migrants, especially African migrants across the world. And we all can thrive together, succeed together. There's love in sharing success and love in sharing information. All right, so let's get into the video. Mr. Jegede, welcome back. It's been having this conversation with you.
Thank you so much. It's good to be back. I'm enjoying my time.
I knew a little bit about real estate, but my mind is expanded right.
I'm happy to hear that. I'm glad it's adding value to you and for me too. It's always good to share. The more you share, the more you actually learn. They say the best way by learning is by teaching. So I'm glad I'm able to share. That way I'm actually growing. So Thank you.
Yeah, so the first question I want to ask to begin this session is, okay, since we're considering real estate as an investment, so what kind of real estate investment would you recommend as, to buy for the first time? Would you recommend buying, what I'm trying to say is, for what purpose? Would you say buy for a lease or buy for a short-time rental, just like Airbnb, are doing Airbnb. So what kind of investment model would you advise for real estate, first-time real estate investors to adopt, to go into?
All right, that's a good one. Thank you so much. There are different skill sets and different tools required for short-term rental and long-term rentals. So right now we don't do short-term rentals, but I have a little bit of idea about it. The Airbnbs, the VRBO, the short to medium-term rentals. It's more hands-on. That's just one thing you need to know about it. It's very, very practical. And real estate as an investment, it's supposed to be a passive
Income.
income generating business. So for me, reason why I've not done Airbnb, I know people say Airbnb makes a lot of money and all, the return is crazy, but it's also very active. It's not a passive investment vehicle. So if you're looking for something active, high income, then you can do short-term rentals because people coming in and out, you cleaning, buying supplies, stocking up, it's interacting with them. They ping you 3 a.m. They need this, they need that. It's and you get to know different people come out, come out. It's not a straight thing. But like the other side, the rental or the lease, which is a long-term rent. I think that's a good idea to start, especially when you're starting. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Airbnb is bad, but maybe in the future is something you want to focus on. But in the interim, when you are starting, in fact, most people that start real estate start with their primary home. You buy your primary home, then maybe because of work, you relocate, then you rent it out. Then you'll be like, oh boy, that property I'm renting out, it makes sense. So I'm getting to 200 or 300 from it every month. Maybe I should buy more. That's how most people start. Or you can buy your first home, then you become a big boy. Then you buy a bigger house, then you rent out the first home.
Instead of selling at that point.
Instead of selling at that point, if you can afford the money to do a down payment for the second house, then you just leave the first house. But the single family is what most people start with, and that's why I said house. The single family, whereby it's just one family member that lives in the house, that is the basis one. As time goes by, you can go into buying duplex, triplex, fourplex, or commercial multifamily like 5, 10, 15, 20 units. But I think the good way to start is buy a single family, look at it, understand how real estate works, understand all the ups and downs, then you can grow from there.
Yeah, thank you. I agree with you. Thank you so much for that. So, in terms of investment purposes now, would you recommend, like, okay, say somebody has a bulk of money, would you recommend that they increase their monthly mortgage payment in order to, quickly pay down their mortgage, or in order to like shorten their loan term, pump in more funds, or would you advise them to invest that extra money in buying another property? In terms of looking at it money wise, like financial wise, and
Decision.
uh, investment wise, yeah.
Yeah. So, excuse me. Excuse me. I think that has to do a lot with that. There's not one answer fits all, to be honest. There's not one answer fits all. And the reason is this. Let's use an example of 50,000. Let's say you have 50,000 buck. Some people believe, oh, let me pay off my mortgage. I am mortgage free. Do you get it? Some people believe, why pay off the mortgage when I can use the money to generate another fund? But this is how I look at it. First of all, you have to consider the interest rate that you are paying. There was a time when interest rate was 1.5, 2. If I buy a $300,000 property and my interest rate is 1.5 or 2, I will not be eager to pay it off because the interest rate I'm paying the bank is very small. They borrowed me last sum of money at 2%. Oh boy.
The cost of capital is low.
It's very low. But if I am paying, like market is bad right now, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10%, then it's eating a lot into the monthly money I'm paying to the bank. Then I can decide that because of this interest rate that is really eating deep into my principal, when you look at the principal and your interest, your PT, it looks like you are paying
high
too
interest.
much, high interest. Then it makes more sense. If you want to pay off the property, I would say pay it off because the interest rate doesn't support you paying it slowly. It's like you are dashing bank money. You have that high interest rate. I know this might make people ask, is it a good time to buy? Or maybe we'll leave that for your next question. But
You can answer it now since it's already.
yeah, but with the crazy interest rate we have right now, I would say still buy, because sincerely, it's better to buy than to wait. If the interest rate comes down, or when it not if when it comes down, you refinance
I know, I see.
into a lower interest rate. You will pay another little closing cost, and you will get a better
And
rate.
probably by then the value of the house might have appreciated,
It will
and
always
they will
appreciate.
reduce
It will always
the
appreciate.
closing cost on the property.
So it makes more sense. So I would say people always like, oh, I'm waiting. How long do you want to wait for? You keep waiting 10 years, you are still waiting. And you are timing the market. You cannot time the market, either in stock, in this or that, in real estate. You can't time the market. There was a time crypto was raining, then it went down. There was a time stock was making sense, the GameStop and the likes, then boom, it kaboom. So, you don't need to time the market. Just do what you need to do. By the time you look at the span of long term, it will definitely favor you in the long term. So, to answer your question in one simple sentence, I would say it depends on the interest rate you are paying. If your interest rate is high, then pay off the mortgage. If your interest rate is low, then calm down, pay the money gently, use the money for other investments.
Another property. I agree
Yeah.
with you. I agree with you. Thank you so much for that.
You're
So now,
welcome.
in terms of like buying we're not talking about owning a home now. We assume that you own a home and you're trying to do real estate for investment. How do you determine the location of a property that will give good ROI, especially for investment purposes?
Wow. That's a big question, because when you're talking about location, real estate is all about location, location, location. And let me give you a quick breakdown. In location, there's no. This is formed by people. They have class A, class B, class C, class D. Some people have class E. Some people don't have class E. But those are the different classes of properties that you can buy.
Okay.
So depending on where you want to buy, if you buy in a class A, let me use class A to class D. If you buy in a class A, you will buy a property that is really good, that is close to everything. All those downtown properties, those are class A. They are luxurious properties. They are very close to everything. They are close to rail station, close to gas, close to all the lovely restaurants. You are 5 minutes away from everywhere. Do you get it? Those properties are good to buy. They are very expensive to buy. They are they are not easy to get into. Do you get it? But they will give you less stress in life. The return on investment is not all that great, because the entrance fee is very high. When you have a high entrance fee, the return on investment is low. But the stress is very low. No stress. Meanwhile, if you buy a class D property with 30, 40, 50,000, sometimes 60, you will buy a property, cash pay. But the tenant that you will put there, every day your phone will be buzzing. Hey, my toilet is not flushing, my fridge is bad, my water is not flowing, my light is this, my mailbox is not full. Every day.
And that is on top of probably low rentals that you're getting.
Yes, the rent is low, but because you bought it low, the return on investment always looks high, but the headache is low, it's too much. So at the end of the day, people always try to settle down for what they call a C plus or B minus. In the between B and C, there is that class whereby you get good working class people that have a good family, that are willing to settle down and not give you too much headache. Those are the kind of places you want to buy property. Because at that point, it's like you are eating the bull's high. You will get good return. You will get good price to buy. Do you get it? So, and in terms of, oh man, you don't want the headache. I've been there before, trust me. I have managed properties before myself, so I know what a real headache can be like. So, but more importantly, some people prefer to buy closer to them because they want peace of mind at first.
Okay.
I don't think it's necessary you buy close to you. You can buy far away. and you can use the
Like in
lot of
another
tools.
state.
Another state, another city. We've had few properties in different states that we are not in, and we've seen it work for us. So, that's part of the passive income aspect of the whole real estate. You want your money to be able to work for you while you're sleeping.
Mm.
So it doesn't matter where it is. It's not as if I buy property next street, I'm going to be sitting down there every day to make sure the tenants manage, make sure the
This
tenants
is not
sleep very,
Nigeria
very
that
well.
you between landlord and my tenant.
Yep.
How are you managing them?
Yep, you get it, you get it. So, I don't have to be there every day, so it doesn't really matter where the property is. But so far, I buy a good property and I have a good property manager helping me out, then I can buy anywhere.
That's good. Thank you so much. So I think my question is this next question is similar to what I asked previously, but now we're comparing like which one should you invest more in? Should you invest more in your 401k, SPP, or save towards owning more investment properties for retirement purposes? We're talking about retirement now. Would you recommend, you know, maxing out, putting more money, even extra than you're maxing out into your 401k, you're just taking that money, saving it somewhere, and buying investment properties.
All right. I'm going to give you an adage in Yoruba, and I'll say it in English. They say, "Ọ̀nà kan ò wọjà." Òun ló dífá fún ìyàwó pásítọ̀ tó ń tàkàrà níwájú church on Sunday. So that means do not put your egg in one basket, literally. So, to be honest with you, it's better to diversify because you cannot just say, oh, stock is the way to go and I'm ignoring this one, or ESPP is the way to go, I'm ignoring this one. No. Stock was bad all through last year. I lost a lot of money in my 401k. I'm sure you did. We all did. Do you get it? And there's nothing we can do about it.
Nothing.
Do you get it?
We just pray the market comes back up.
Then you're not like, when you are praying for your Gary to swear. This thing, come on, it's not coming up. So, but in all honesty, this is what I think, and this is what I've seen people do, and this is what I do. If you're working with a great company that they give you a 401k match, first of all, match it. Let's say they are giving you 5% match or 10% match. Pay the maximum that will match the 401k your employer is giving you, because that is free money. Do not leave free money on the table.
On the table. Thank you.
Do you get it? So once you match that, it's not necessarily there's a limit to what IRS to your 401k every year. I think it's 22,500 this year. Something like that, 21 or 22,500, something like that. The thing is, the match that your company is allowing you to match might not get to the IRS match for the year. So rather than matching IRS, so far I've matched my company. Let's say at the end of the year, I'll have paid 15,000 or 20,000 into my 401k. The remaining money, if your company does ESPP, it's important to buy. I remember then Ericsson was doing ESPP, whereby I think we will buy it at maybe it was half price or 3/4. They always give us a discount, maybe 10% discount. I can't remember what it was. It's been a long time. It was good. By the time I bought all those stocks, when I was living here, Ericsson, and we needed some money to do some stuff, it was that stock that we sold. We sold those stocks because imagine I've bought it at a discount. Why will I not sell it at the right price, the market price? So it was good for me because buying at a discount because I'm an employee, I've already gained from it. So rather than maxing out my 401k to what IRS requires, I've maxed out to my employer match, put the remaining money in my ESPP. If you are doing life insurance or stock, put a little bit there. If you are doing Roth 401k by yourself, put a little bit there. And if you are saving so that you can use it to buy an investment property down the lane, it also makes sense. So it's better to diversify than trying to maximize, say, okay, I will don't marry, Kusibi and pay all the money that is required on this side. So yeah, that's what I do now, and that's how I advise people to do it. Diversify your portfolio.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so
No.
much. Okay, so in terms of the type of structure to buy for a real estate investment purpose, would you say condo, like want to compare buying a condo, buying a family home, or buying a single home? Which would you say makes like it's better recommended?
In terms of ROI, return on investment, multifamily is always better.
Okay.
Multifamily, duplex, triplex. So because so let me quickly go back a little bit. The way they classify house in the US, either is a single family,
Mhm.
duplex,
Mhm.
triplex, or fourplex.
Mhm.
It's all called residential
Property.
property. Immediately it gets to five, it's called commercial multifamily or commercial residential, commercial multifamily properties, not residential, sorry, commercial multifamily. Residential, and the thing is this, if you look, all the 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 units, they always have one roof. One roof. Single family, duplex, triplex, fourplex is all under one roof. But immediately you go from five, not that five cannot be under one roof, oh, so you won't get me wrong. You can see a 20 units debut to be one roof at the top. But the way they classify it, 5 units above till 20, 60, 100, 1,000 units, they are called commercial multifamily.
Okay.
Do you get it? So in this case, the same loan that you will use to get a 1 unit, a single family, the same, let's say FHA, 3.5%, is the same loan you will use to get a 2 unit, 3 unit, or 4 units. So why not get a 4 unit or 3 unit, live in one of the units, rent
Right.
out the remaining two? By the time you combine the rent from those two other guys or girl or ladies, their money can even pay your mortgage, and you are living free.
Hmm. True.
Is the only problem is this: if you are looking for the choicest place to live, you will not easily find
Those
a
type of structures.
type of structures in, let's use your place for as an example, in Little Hen. You will not easily find a duplex or a fourplex in your area in Little Hen,
Mm-hmm.
because the way the government has zoned the area, they can only build single family there.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have kids and you want your kids to go to the best schools, you want to live in a single family. But if you are doing it for a business purpose, it's better to buy 2, 3, 4 units, because in those areas you will make good return
More
for your
money.
money. Do you get it? And people that want to live there, either they don't have kids or kids are not, or school is not a priority right now, it suits their standard of living.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. So I think the last question I have for you today, we're rounding up right now. Sorry,
Mhm.
we're taking a lot of your
No,
time.
no, no, it's fine. It's just
The last question I have, we'll just round off with this is like how do you advise on getting good deals, as for investment or even for primary residence with home builders or sellers?
yeah. Wow, that's a good one. Thank you. Getting a good deal is, if you are going to go into real estate, it's not something that will come at once.
Mhm.
So people always feel like, I don't have a good deal, that's why I'm not buying property. You have to do the work. Either you're on Zillow, you're on, you're on Redfin, you're on Realtor.com. Your realtor is sending you deals. When you have a realtor, they will tell you, you tell them what you want. Then anytime something new comes into um, MLS, they will always push it to you. You have, they will push all this MLS stuff to you directly. Okay, so every time you see a new property, that doesn't make it a good deal or a bad deal. You
Hmm.
have to analyze it. There are websites. If you are looking for commercial properties, there's LoopNet, there's Craigslist. I can put it in the in. I will send those links to you if you want to put it in
Description box, yeah, we would
the
like that.
description. Yeah. So there's LoopNet, there's Craigslist. Those are places where you can find commercial properties. The regular ones are the Redfin, Realtor.com, and Zillow, where you find mostly residential properties. So you have to do the work. There are also tools that you can use to analyze deals. A lot of people use the Excel sheets. There's a lot of different calculators online. I use Bigger Pockets back in the days. There's a free tool that I also use that you can use to analyze. I think it's deal.io. Yeah, deal.io. So all these tools, you have to analyze them and see which is a good deal, which is a bad deal. What makes it a good deal? What makes it a bad deal? That's a lot of other topic that we can talk about in real estate. I don't want us to get into that. But, you have to constantly be looking for you to eventually find something that is good before you can make an offer. And that is why I said it's better to work with a realtor. Because if you don't work with a realtor, guess what? You will only see the crumbs that they share on Zillows and the likes. You will not see what is eating MLS, pam, 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 from the realtor side of things. So,
all right. Thank you so much. So now we've come to the end of this conversation. I hope you guys have grabbed one or two or even more points. Like I said earlier, if you have questions, please do not hesitate to drop your question. And if you want us to have like more conversations like this, if you want Mr. Dio to come back, and share more with us about real estate, please let me know in the comment section and we would have him on here. So that is it from us for today. Don't forget to subscribe. It's very, very important. Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. And like this video. Please let your church mind tell you to like this video, because by liking this video, YouTube can push this video to more people on YouTube. That is how the channel grows. Thank you so much. All the information that you would need, I'll definitely put them in the description box. So definitely check out those links. All right, guys. Until we come your way again, or maybe until I come your way again the next time, enjoy life, keep having fun and take care of yourself. God bless you guys. Bye.
Thank you so much. Thanks
thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for the time. I appreciate it. All the best.
Yeah, thank you so much. Bye.
Yep.